Florida representative, Representative Mauro Diaz-Balart, for leading this important and timely bill to sanction the Muslim Brotherhood and restrict its ability to operate within the United States of America. For years, our partners across the Middle East have been warning of the threat of this organization and what it poses. Initially established in Egypt in the late 1920s, it's grown into a transnational organization with chapters around the world. This is more than just a political organization. It promotes extreme and destabilizing views which continue to inspire acts of terrorism across the globe, including most notably Hamas and its horrific October 7, 2023 attack on Israel, in which 1,200 civilians were killed, over 1,200. And as the Trump administration noted in its recent executive order, these links were further underscored after October 7, 2023, when the Lebanese chapter of the Muslim Brotherhood worked hand in glove with Hamas, Hezbollah, and other Palestinian terrorists to launch direct attacks against Israel, furthering its October 7 aim. More recently, a Muslim Brotherhood affiliate in Jordan was implicated in a plot to destabilize this critical regional security partner. The plot, according to Jordanian government officials, similarly involved members of the Muslim Brotherhood's Lebanon chapter who were reportedly manufacturing weapons and training militants to target sites in Jordan, which, if successful, would have been a substantial blow to the Jordanian people and a major counterterrorist risk. For too long, the threat the Muslim Brotherhood poses to U.S. national security has been downplayed here in the United States, and it's well past time for course correction. I urge my colleagues to robustly support this bill and finally put in place much-needed measures to address this very real and increasingly prevalent threat. I want to thank my colleague and fellow Florida representative, Representative Mauro Diaz-Balart, for leading this important and timely bill to sanction the Muslim Brotherhood and restrict its ability to operate within the United States of America. For years, our partners across the Middle East have been warning of the threat of this organization and what it poses. Initially established in Egypt in the late 1920s, it's grown into a transnational organization with chapters around the world. This is more than just a political organization. It promotes extreme and destabilizing views which continue to inspire acts of terrorism across the globe, including most notably Hamas and its horrific October 7, 2023 attack on Israel, in which 1,200 civilians were killed, over 1,200. And as the Trump administration noted in its recent executive order, these links were further underscored after October 7, 2023, when the Lebanese chapter of the Muslim Brotherhood worked hand in glove with Hamas, Hezbollah, and other Palestinian terrorists to launch direct attacks against Israel, furthering its October 7 aim. More recently, a Muslim Brotherhood affiliate in Jordan was implicated in a plot to destabilize this critical regional security partner. The plot, according to Jordanian government officials, similarly involved members of the Muslim Brotherhood's Lebanon chapter who were reportedly manufacturing weapons and training militants to target sites in Jordan, which, if successful, would have been a substantial blow to the Jordanian people and a major counterterrorist risk. For too long, the threat the Muslim Brotherhood poses to U.S. national security has been downplayed here in the United States, and it's well past time for course correction. I urge my colleagues to robustly support this bill and finally put in place much-needed measures to address this very real and increasingly prevalent threat.
Ultimately, all radical Islamic movements in the world identify the West writ large, but the United States in particular, as the greatest evil on the earth. And every chance to have the notion that somehow radical Islam would be comfortable with simply controlling some province in Iraq or Syria is just not borne out by history. Radical Islam has shown that their desire is not simply to occupy one part of the world and be happy with their own little caliphate. They want to expand. It's revolutionary in its nature. It seeks to expand and control more territories and more people. And radical Islam has designs openly on the West, on the United States, on Europe. We've seen that progress there as well. And they are prepared to conduct acts of terrorism. In the case of Iran, nation-state actions, assassinations, murders, you name it, whatever it takes for them to gain their influence and ultimately their domination of different cultures and societies. That's a clear and imminent threat to the world and to the broader West, but especially to the United States, who they identify as the chief source of evil on the planet. Okay, the reason why they hate the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, the leadership of the UAE, of Bahrain, is because they've allowed the United States to partner with them. That's why they hate them. They consider them infidels for it. They hate Israel. But they also hate America, and they hate anywhere in the world that we have influence. They seek to attack it, including here in the homeland. If you look at the domestic terrorists, at the attacks that have happened here domestically, the overwhelming majority of them have been inspired by radical Islamic viewpoints. And that includes the shooting in the Pulse nightclub in Orlando, Florida. That includes the Saudi pilot in Pensacola, my home state, 2 attacks. Ultimately, all radical Islamic movements in the world identify the West writ large, but the United States in particular, as the greatest evil on the earth. And every chance to have the notion that somehow radical Islam would be comfortable with simply controlling some province in Iraq or Syria is just not borne out by history. Radical Islam has shown that their desire is not simply to occupy one part of the world and be happy with their own little caliphate. They want to expand. It's revolutionary in its nature. It seeks to expand and control more territories and more people. And radical Islam has designs openly on the West. On the United States, on Europe, we've seen that progress there as well. And they're prepared to conduct acts of terrorism. In the case of Iran, nation-state actions, assassinations, murders, you name it, whatever it takes for them to gain their influence and ultimately their domination of different cultures and societies. That's a clear and imminent threat to the world and to the broader West, but especially to the United States, who they identify as the chief source of evil on the planet. Okay, the reason why they hate the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, the leadership of the UAE, of Bahrain, is because they've allowed the United States to partner with them. That's why they hate them. They consider them infidels for it. They hate Israel. But they also hate America, and they hate anywhere in the world that we have influence. They seek to attack it, including here in the homeland. If you look at the domestic terrorists, at the attacks that have happened here domestically, the overwhelming majority of them have been inspired by radical Islamic viewpoints. And that includes the shooting in the Pulse nightclub in Orlando, Florida. That includes the Saudi pilot in Pensacola, my home state, 2 attacks. Ultimately, all radical Islamic movements in the world identify the West.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I speak in support of H.R. 4397, the Muslim Brotherhood Terrorist Designation Act of 2025, led by Representatives Mario Diaz-Balart and Jared Moskowitz. This bill would designate the Muslim Brotherhood as a foreign terrorist organization and establish a process for designating its members, branches, and affiliates as terrorists. The bill amends the Anti-Terrorism Act and treats the Muslim Brotherhood in the same manner that the PLO, the Palestine Liberation Organization, was treated during the height of its terrorist activities. It would prohibit Americans from transacting with the Brotherhood and prevent its members from entering the United States. This legislation would codify key elements of President Trump's recent executive order and provide a permanent statutory framework to address the ongoing threat posed by the Muslim Brotherhood and its violent offshoots. Despite its efforts to present itself as a mainstream political or social movement, the Muslim Brotherhood and its affiliates are rooted in an extremist ideology with a long history of supporting terrorism. Founded in 1928 by Hassan el-Banna in Egypt, the Brotherhood's stated goal from the beginning was to establish a global caliphate based on Islamic supremacy, to restructure societies and governments according to its interpretation of Sharia, and to advance a radical agenda. When I was stationed in Egypt under Mubarak, Mubarak was still there, he had Egyptian armed forces kick down doors and simply shoot who was in the room, Muslim Brotherhood. While the Brotherhood often maintains plausible deniability, many of its branches and affiliates provide the ideological justification, financial support, and recruitment pipelines for jihadist violence. The Brotherhood has directly inspired or supported terrorist organizations, including Hamas and al-Qaeda. Its influence extends across the Middle East, Europe, and into the United States. The violence and instability it has fueled has already led Saudi Arabia, Jordan, the UAE, and Egypt to ban the organization outright. This bill would bring U.S. policy into alignment with our key regional partners. More importantly, the Muslim Brotherhood provides material support to U.S. designated terrorist organizations. That fact is not speculation. It is documented in the Brotherhood's own internal strategy papers, including the 1991 explanatory memorandum on the general strategic goal for the group in North America, a document that was seized by the FBI in 2004 and admitted as evidence in the Holy Land Foundation Terrorism Financing Trial. That document, written by a senior Muslim Brotherhood leader in the United States, explicitly describes the Brotherhood's work here as a kind of, and I quote, kind of grand jihad in eliminating and destroying the Western civilization from within and sabotaging its miserable house so that Islam is made victorious over all other religions and civilizations. It lists dozens of Brotherhood front organizations operating in the United States and outlines a long-term plan to infiltrate and undermine American institutions through a, quote, civilization jihadist process. That's the Muslim Brotherhood's own description of its mission on American soil, in its own words, recovered by our law enforcement. The threat that this violent Sharia extremist group opposes to America is clear. The evidence is overwhelming, and the time to act is now. Designating the Muslim Brotherhood as a terrorist organization is long overdue, and I urge my colleagues to support H.R. 4397, and I yield back.
I resume my function as President of the Council. I now give the floor to the representative of the United States.
Thank you, Mr. President, and thank you for chairing this important meeting. Thank you to our briefers, Secretary General Guterres, and ECOWAS Commission President Dr. Touré. Colleagues, as we speak, Al-Qaeda-affiliated terrorists in the Sahel have paralyzed Mali with a fuel blockade. Colleagues, the situation is dire there. We see Al-Qaeda aiming to take over the entire country. The United States acknowledges the counterterrorism efforts of the Malian armed forces against these and other terrorist organizations such as ISIS, Sahel, but the situation is worsening quickly. We remained deeply concerned about the incidents of kidnapping, the incidents of hostage-taking across the Sahel as a means to finance these terrorist activities. Unfortunately, since the veto of the UN sanctions regime in 2023, it has been deeply disappointing to see Mali's security situation continue to deteriorate. That decision removed critical tools from the international community that it relied on to promote accountability and to promote stability. And the result has been an uptick, a massive surge in violence, has been a shrinking space for dialogue and growing risk for civilians across the country and across the region. The terrorist threats are not only intensifying, they are spreading, they are shifting southward, as evidenced by the terrorist attacks we've seen in Benin and Togo. But particularly, the United States is concerned and outraged by the ongoing slaughter of thousands of Christians in Nigeria by various ethnic militias in the Middle Belt, as well as terrorists like Boko Haram and ISIS West Africa in the north. It is tragic and it is unacceptable. Attacks we've seen in Benin and Togo. But particularly, the United States is concerned and outraged by the ongoing slaughter of thousands of Christians in Nigeria by various ethnic militias in the Middle Belt, as well as terrorists like Boko Haram and ISIS West Africa in the north. It is tragic and it is unacceptable. Churches are burning, villages are being razed, thousands are killed, clergy murdered simply for wearing a cross, for being a Christian, for daring to say they worship Jesus as Christ. Just yesterday, 25 little girls were kidnapped from their school, and one school official murdered trying to protect them. from MAGA Comprehensive Girls Secondary School in Kebbi State. Colleagues, this is happening. It's undeniable, and it's unacceptable. The United States condemns these attacks in the strongest terms, and it demands accountability. And as President Trump has made clear, we will not stand by while such atrocities are happening in Nigeria. The government of Nigeria must take immediate steps and do more to increase security, respond to early warnings, end impunity, and address the drivers of violence. And colleagues, we need to see African leadership on these matters, and we need to see a coordinated response among all countries in the region. The situation is critical. The United States will continue to work with regional partners to counter these common threats. Thank you, Mr. President. Attacks we've seen in Benin and Togo. But particularly, the United States is concerned and outraged by the ongoing slaughter of thousands of Christians in Nigeria by various ethnic militias in the Middle Belt, as well as terrorists like Boko Haram and ISIS West Africa in the north. It is tragic and it is unacceptable. Churches are burning, villages are being razed, thousands are killed, clergy murdered simply for wearing a cross, for being a Christian, for daring to say they worship Jesus as Christ. Just yesterday, 25 little girls were kidnapped from their school, and one school official murdered trying to protect them, from MAGA Comprehensive Girls Secondary School in Kebbi State. Colleagues, this is happening. It's undeniable, and it's unacceptable. The United States condemns these attacks in the strongest terms, and it demands accountability. And as President Trump has made clear, we will not stand by while such atrocities are happening in Nigeria. The government of Nigeria must take immediate steps and do more to increase security, respond to early warnings, end impunity, and address the drivers of violence. And colleagues, we need to see African leadership on these matters, and we need to see a coordinated response among all countries in the region. The situation is critical. The United States will continue to work with regional partners to counter these common threats. Thank you, Mr. President. Attacks we've seen in Benin and Togo. But particularly, the United States is concerned and outraged by the ongoing slaughter of thousands of Christians in Nigeria by various ethnic militias in the Middle Belt, as well as terrorists like Boko Haram and ISIS West Africa in the north. It is tragic and it is unacceptable. Churches are burning, villages are being razed, thousands are killed, clergy murdered simply for wearing a cross, for being a Christian, for daring to say they worship Jesus as Christ. Just yesterday, 25 little girls were kidnapped from their school, and one school official murdered trying to protect them, from MAGA Comprehensive Girls Secondary School in Kebbi State. Colleagues, this is happening. It's undeniable, and it's unacceptable. The United States condemns these attacks in the strongest terms, and it demands accountability. And as President Trump has made clear, we will not stand by while such atrocities are happening in Nigeria. The government of Nigeria must take immediate steps and do more to increase security, respond to early warnings, end impunity, and address the drivers of violence. And colleagues, we need to see African leadership on these matters, and we need to see a coordinated response among all countries in the region. The situation is critical. The United States will continue to work with regional partners to counter these common threats. Thank you, Mr. President.
I thank the representative of the United States for the statement. I now give the floor to the representative of China.
Let's observe a minute silence to the fallen heroes of Biafra, and the time starts now. The more our heroes pass, we celebrate them and our heroes living as we continue to fight on to see that Biafra is fully restored. It's, it's, greetings to everyone, and you're all welcome to this very evening and short program that wouldn't last too long. I bring you warm greetings from your end, and I salute all of you. And if you're watching us from TikTok, you can see that I am wearing Father Christmas cap on TikTok. I'm wearing Father Christmas cap on TikTok with a very long beard. I think I'll try to screen record this one and post it out later because it's looking very nice. Yeah, Biafran people, I welcome all of you and all lovers of freedom. And I salute our leaders that have lived before us, and those that are alive now, and those that are fighting in the battlefield, and those that are still fighting here with us every day. I salute BRJ, starting from the APM down to every other person. I salute the reps and admins, all the ministers. I salute our Biafra Defense Forces in the homeland. I salute all Biafrans that are sacrificing their lives to see that there is a Biafra for us to have, and for us to have a safe home where our babies, our women, and children are not kidnapped and taken out of their homes. I salute all of you. A very big thank you to Biafrans who continue to show one Nigeria that they are not Biafrans in the homeland. On every sit at home day and every civil disobedience days, you carry them out in a very proper manner. It is recording success, and it is telling one Nigeria that they are not in charge of you. They do not control you. You decide what happens in your land, and you reject them in toto. I salute you all, and you're all welcome. Today's evening program is not going to last long. I want to deliver a very short message so that all Biafrans can key in and follow. you can as well share to many other people so that they can be able to get the message. If you are waiting for, if you are waiting for America to come and help you fight terrorists or to come and kill terrorists for you, who have given you warning that they are coming to come and kill you, hmm? It means you don't know the terrorists that have been killing you since 2001. It means you don't understand what their message in Nigeria is all about. The message and the reason why the terrorists are available in Nigeria is for a conquest agenda. And this has been spelled out long before now. That the 1999 Constitution, as amended, brought in Sharia law into the Constitution should have been a lesson and a reminder to all of you. TikTok Queen, thank you for joining and welcoming. And everyone that have joined on TikTok, I salute all of you. The Sharia law that was brought into the Nigerian Constitution was to prepare the pace. Yeah, Merry Christmas. I'm wearing a Papa Christmas cap today on TikTok so everybody can see that I am looking like Father Christmas on TikTok. I salute all of you. The implementation of Sharia law inside the Nigerian Constitution was endorsement of the terrorist conquest agenda. And there is no how you will sit down and expect that the Nigerian terrorist government will remove that thing from their constitution. That is why on every eve of the Christmas, they must invade communities and they must kill and wipe out many people without you doing anything. Some of you will only come and start uh, lamenting like incoherent almajiris on the media space. You come and be writing all sort of nonsense. You come and be attacking those that are actually bringing something to the table. But the terrorists have mapped out a plan already. And they gave a message that they are going to invade your communities and to kill many Christians in this very December. They have already done that before you entered December. They invaded churches in Niger State and they kidnapped in only one place over 330 something. Then the government now goes back to pay them humongous amount of money, sign treaties and deals with the terrorists, give them all things that the terrorists demanded of them before they release those people that they kidnapped. What do you think the terrorists do with the money that Nigerian government have paid to them? They use it to go and acquire more weapons. And they are expanding the network on daily basis. As we speak now, it was also unveiled that in Enugu that there are over 22 camps of the terrorists that have been uncovered. And since that message came out, none of you have done anything about it. None of you have held your so-called governors that are speaking for one Nigeria in Enugu state to come and explain to you what he is going to do and what he is planning and how he wants to eliminate the terrorist existence in Enugu. And since you are not doing anything about it and you're folding your arms, you want to watch and see how the terrorists are eliminating people in other parts of Nigeria while you go to sleep in your own communities. The terrorists that formed and expanded their terrorist camps to over 22 camps in Enugu, they have started invading you now. When intel and information are given, you are supposed to act. But when you don't act, the terrorists will take advantage of it. And then when Biafra Defense Forces will come out and ready to take down the terrorists And all they are asking from you is cooperation, support of logistics so that they can dislodge the terrorists. No. Some of you would rather prefer to betray Biafra Defense Forces, betray Mazin Namdekano, betray Mazin Simon Ekpa, betray Mazin Kere, betray the men and women that are actually in the bushes fighting and putting their lives on the line for you to be alive. You will do so much to betray them and destroy all the effort that they have worked to see that you are safe. The terrorists are on the road. The terrorists are in the bushes. The terrorists are everywhere now. The terrorists have taken over many places. As we sing Merry Christmas to you, as we say Papa Natal or Papa Christmas or Mama Christmas, as we wear the colorful shirt, and as we express happiness and joy, how prepared are you to confront the terrorists? How prepared are you to eliminate the terrorists? How prepared are you to defend your babies, women, and children in your communities? How prepared are you? It is a message that you are all supposed to wake up from your slumber. It is a message that you're all supposed to wake up from your sleep. But are you all doing that? No, you are not doing that. What you are rather doing is what you are rather doing is to go into tribal issues that does not count, tribal issues that does not add up, tribal issues that does not bring anything to the table for you. I'm going to bring a video to the screen to show you how far your terrorists have advanced. Yes, and um, this is not Benue State. This is not also this is not also Zamfara State. This is not also Kaduna State. This is not also Kano State. No, this is in Enugu. Yes, because you ignore what you are told. The terrorists are coming on. We inform Biafran people that the Biafra de facto government, the BDF, have this intel and then they have declared lockdown in Biafra land from 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19. And some of you fought against the lockdown. You fought against it with everything in your blood. You said, no, why should you talk about lockdown? That you don't need lockdown. Lockdown is supposed to prepare your mind and keep you on security check, wake your brain so that you live up to the reality, so that you know how to defend yourself and what to do, and how to stand against the evil plan of the terrorists. Now, it's not up to 48 hours after the lockdown finish. Now, this is the presence of the terrorists in your land. This is Enugu. This is what we want everybody to understand. This is Enugu. This is not. This is not uh, Delta. This is Enugu. This video was posted 12 hours ago. 12 hours ago. And I will open it like this so that you can understand it well. The poster of this video said, this was yesterday evening at Ukwogu Road by Okpe Nsuka, Enugu. This road records at least a single kidnap every day, and the security agencies have not been able to end it. Why? They are involved. Yes. You will continue to believe, you will continue to believe that the same security terrorist forces, the same one Nigeria that sponsors and protect the terrorists, will now be the one to still come and end the terrorists for you. Because when you are told that Biafra Defense Forces are the only way out to keep you out of the hands of the terrorists. Some of you don't take it serious. Some of you come out to fight Biafra. You come to fight BDF. You come to fight everything that the government of Biafra are putting on the table for the people. But this is you now lamenting on the road when the terrorist takes over the road, and you have to stand and give a communal salute to the terrorists. You have to wait for the terrorists to finish kidnap some people before you now start moving. This is how stupid it has become. That when terrorists is now kidnapping or operating on the road, some of you will even have to wait for the terrorists to finish the kidnapping and kill people and then collect what they want to collect before you now start going. You cannot all go and then descend on the terrorists. You would rather do what? Give the terrorists a shield. You give the terrorists a shield. And then the terrorists will now operate freely. After they operate, they now take their ways and go. This is Enugu. Let me put the.
Jesus. Eh? You are going back? Jesus Christ. Nigeria Jaka. Mama is it come? Nene wono kwanya. Hello.
How speed everybody now wants for the reason.
Oh.
So that they can cross. Once they get people, they carry them to the bush.
Hey, this is the car they kidnapped.
Yes.
Hey, look at the car. Jesus. Hey. The car you had. Oh, Jesus. Oh.
Okay, the terrorists have done the kidnapping. And then they have nothing to do than to start running back, reverse, and then start going. But what has happened. Listen to this other one.
That she sounds so. Everybody's turning back.
I don't know about Kiki in a good house. You can't look on shots to that place.
That she sounds so. Everybody's turning back.
I don't know about Kiki in a good house. You can't look on shots to that place.
Now, on the poster of this very incident that happened, wrote, he said, a whole family returning home for Christmas was kidnapped yesterday at this Ukwogu Okpi Road in Enugu. The crazy thing about this road is that there is a mobile police unit and there are kidnapping people and it happens there and the mobile police cannot do anything. So resting your oars on the Nigerian terrorist politicians and the police, when you know that they are working together, is like pouring water on the back of a cock.
Everybody's turning back home.
I'm not going to get in a good house. You can't no gunshot to that place.
She's answering. Everybody's turning back home.
I'm not going to get in a good house. You can't no gunshot to that place.
She's answering. Everybody's turning back home.
I'm not going to get in a good house. You can't no gunshot to that place.
She's answering. Everybody's turning back home.
I'm not going to get in a good house. You can't no gunshot to that place.
She's answering. Everybody's turning back home.
I'm not going to get in a good house. You can't no gunshot to that place.
Now, these people here were kidnapped by these terrorists. And as they kidnapped them, they went away with them. The question we are asking all of you now is, can you get those people back that have been kidnapped by the terrorists? Can you get them back? How are you going to get those people that have been kidnapped by the terrorists? Because when you are told that the terrorists are coming and that they made an announcement, they said they are going to invade your communities. And we created the awareness. And a sit-at-home was even unveiled to the eviction of these terrorist presence in Biafra land. How many of you observed that sit-at-home, or how many of you obliged to it? How many of you supported it? How many of you are supporting the Biafra Defense Forces who have the power to flush out these terrorists? How many of you? I'm asking a very simple question. How many of you, how many of you, how many of you support the Biafra Defense Forces? How many of you even admit that they are the only people that can eliminate these terrorists? How many of you are supporting them? How many of you are giving them the logistics needed? If Nigerian terrorist government can come out boldly and say they don't support you eliminating the terrorists that was brought by them to exist, Is it the same government that you have your trust in, that they can come to your aid, they can protect your women, babies, and children? Is it the same terrorists? Because when we listen to the person that wrote this thing, they will see calling on the same terrorists. But inside the write-up, yeah, après, change, après. Après. Nigerian terrorist government says they don't want you to eliminate their terrorists. And they don't want you to call the terrorists terrorists. They want their terrorists to continue to breed. They want their terrorists to invade more communities and to eliminate more Christians. When the terrorists gave the announcement that they are coming to kill and invade more communities, the Nigerian government did not do anything about it because they are in pari passu with whatever the terrorists are doing. And now, these same terrorists, they have shifted grounds because they gave you announcement. The terrorists gave you announcement. They are very bold. Yes, they gave you announcement that they are going to invade your communities and that you will not have a peaceful Christmas. That is why I said, Merry Christmas to all of you. But as you celebrate, as you marry, as you go into the enjoyment mode, as you open the bottle of Guinness, as you open the bottle of Gouda, as you open the bottle of Star, as you open the bottle of Coca-Cola, as you open the bottle of whiskey, as you open the cake of palm wine, as you open the bottle of your best wine or your champagne, as you pop the drink, I want to ask you, have you prepared yourself and prepared your weapon that you will use to fight the terrorists back when they assemble and invade your very premises? Because they have already announced and told you, we are coming for you. We are everywhere. We will not allow you to enjoy the Christmas and to make it merry. We are going to turn it into a disaster for you. Good enough, they have even announced for you to know. And if they give you pre-announcement, what are you supposed to do? You're supposed to go and prepare yourself to wage war against these terrorists that have declared war against you. But we see that many of you have become very foolish and very idiotic in nature. Because on hearing a warning from the terrorists, you have not done anything. You have not beefed up your strength. You've not beefed up your security. You don't care. You just decide to go about normal activities. When you are told that over 22 terrorist camps are available and prepared and embedded inside Enugu alone. Enugu alone. And you have not cared to do anything about it. Then you now sleep, you wake up, you enter your car, you ply the route, you say you are going to somewhere. On getting there, you see the terrorists that you were told that they have encroached your community, your bushes. You now see them on the road, blocking the road and kidnapping some people. Then some of you, you see, the most coward life that the people have is that you see terrorists stop people on the road and kidnapping some of them and killing some of them. Then you now stand and look as they are operating. Some of you now reverse your car and start running away and abandon the other ones that the terrorists are kidnapping. You are all running away. Hey, hello, Mero. You cannot drive this same car that you're driving to go and hit the terrorists. No, you will reverse the car and start running away. No, the same way you reverse the car and start running away. When it will happen to you, that is how other people will reverse their cars and also start running away. The best thing you should do is that when you see the terrorists invading, you look for what to do. But what people have resorted into is that terrorists are here killing some people, and you now start picking race. Abandon the people that you see that terrorists are already taken on the road. What do you think will happen next? That terrorists have seen that all of you are very, very stupid. The terrorists will gain their ground and balance very well and kidnap more people and capture as more as they can, kill more as they can, because instead of you to confront the terrorists, no be say you even use Lego, you dey inside car. That car protect you small. Why don't you drive that car to crush or run over the terrorists with the car? Uh-huh. Why the terrorist is kidnapping people? You cannot use your car to run over the terrorists. You reverse your car to run away. As you reverse your car to run away, when the terrorists will also accost you on the road, other people will do the same thing. They will reverse the car and also run away and abandon you. Mhm. The message here is that all of you need to wake up. Yes, it is high time you wake up. If you don't want to wake up, then it is your business to be stupid and allow the terrorists to continue to take you down. But if you want to be alive, it's time you wake up and stop being silly, because you were warned. I was here on this very channel few days ago, and I was reading and explaining to you that over 22 terrorist camps, over 22 terrorist camps have been uncovered inside the bush, and they are all where? They are in Enugu. That all of you should do something. Those of you that know what to do, do something. If you don't know what to do, support Biafra Defense Forces. Give them all they need so that your security will be guaranteed. No, you all ignore the message of Biafra Defense Forces. You all ignore the message of Biafra de facto government. The terrorists that you saw in Benue that killed and burned houses, they are the same people that you see there now. They are blocking you on the road. They are intercepting you, and they are collecting everything you have. They are kidnapping some of you and taking you into the bush. How is it so easy for you to even open your mouth and tell somebody that terrorists are in your own forest and you are not doing anything about it? Your own very forest. The terrorists that you did not create. It is another foreign group that created the terrorists and brought them into your land. And then you allow them to relax inside your forest. They will stay in the forest. They will come out. They will kidnap some of you. They will kill some of you. They rape some of you. And then you will still go and bring money to give them to rescue some of you that they kidnapped. And they will still kill the person that they collected money on the head. And they will give you the dead body of the person to go and bury. You continue to pay terrorists. Some of you are the ones sponsoring the same terrorists that you are crying about. You are the one buying weapons for them. You are the one giving them food to eat. You are the one supplying them everything. When you hear Biafra now, you stand up to fight. When you hear Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you want to kill him. When you hear Mazi Simon Ekpa, you want to kill him. When you hear Mazi Nkeri, you want to kill him. When you hear Biafra Defense Forces, you want to kill them. When you are told, come and support Biafra, you say, no, why should you support Biafra? Project Biafra Defense Forces, no, why should you? Put Biafra on the table. Let Biafra be what you should be preaching, because your security is what you need. No, you don't want to preach that one. You want to preach one Nigeria. Continue preaching one Nigeria. Because one Nigeria will happen to you. Everybody must wake up if you want to be alive and to enjoy the Christmas and to enjoy the New Year in a grand style. The terrorists have all surrounded your communities. I told you that the Christmas merriment will not be as you expected because the terrorists have given you signal long before now. They have given you announcement. And it is not only going to happen in Benue State or Samfara or Plateau or Borno or Kaduna or Kano. No, it is going to happen everywhere. And it is already happening everywhere. What you see on the screen now is in Enugu, is not in Benue, is not in Samfara, is not in Plateau, is not in Kano. It is here in Enugu. So, if you want to wake up to the reality, it is left to you. Support Biafra Defense Forces. Support Biafra de facto government in the homeland because these are the people that have the power to eliminate the terrorists. The message tonight is not intended to be too long. It is just to show you that the terrorists are doing their work. So the question to you is, are you prepared on defending yourself from these terrorists? Because today you saw them in Enugu Road. Tomorrow, you don't know where you will see them. So how are you prepared for the merriment? How are you prepared to confront the terrorists? This is the question that you should ponder on so that you can wake up to the reality to support the Biafra Defense Forces. Because it is not Nigerian terrorist government that will eliminate the terrorists for you in Biafra land. No. They will not because they promote them, they protect them, and they don't want anything to happen to them. So it is only you as a Biafran that will be the one to eliminate these terrorists. Wake up to the reality. Now, here is the terrorists on the screen and their sympathizers and the government in power. They tell you that they strongly condemn and reject any plan by the Minister of Defense, Musa, to wage war on the Fulani terrorists that are killing or eliminating Christians. They say that they don't want you to crush the terrorists. This is not new. I want to bring another one. This was Shetima. Immediately Shetima was sworn into office. Shetima said he rejects military solution to crush the terrorists in the north. So it is not a new thing when you see all of them speaking the same message. Shetima rejected crushing the terrorists, and also this man here, Professor Usman Yusuf, is telling you the same thing now, that we don't want you to crush our terrorist brothers. Allow our terrorist brothers to dwell and to eliminate more people and to do what they know how to do best. So you now that is seated and you are waiting for America to come and eliminate terrorists for you. And you are also waiting for the same Nigerian terrorist government to be the one to eliminate the terrorists they created. You are a very big joke, honestly. You are a very big joke. So, as you prepare yourself to enjoy the Christmas, please prepare your weapon of warfare to protect yourself and to defend yourself. Yes, because the terrorists will not allow you to survive without eliminating some of you. It is the reality. They have announced it. They have carried out this attack already in other parts of Nigeria, and they are now carrying out in Enugu Road. And you can see it live and direct. Did you see Nigerian police going after the terrorists that time? Did you see Nigerian army going after them? Did you see Nigerian Air Force going after them? Did you see Nigerian civil defense going after them? Which of the Nigerian personnel in uniform did you see go after these terrorists? You did not see anyone. So how do you now expect that these same terrorists will be eliminated by the Nigerian terrorist forces? No, it can never happen. Your freedom and your security is in your own hands. One thing you must understand is that you are all in one chance as Nigeria is concerned. Yes, you are all in one chance. One chance in the sense that the government of the day cannot help you. You are the one to help yourself. When the terrorist descends on you or invades your own community, you are on your own. Nobody cares. So you must have your security network to do what? You must have your army to do what? Protect you. If other parts of Nigeria are allowed to have their security network, their army to protect them, it is not a crime for Biafran people to have their own. If the government of Nigeria don't allow you to have it by them endorsing it, you have to have it by fire, by force. That is, if you want your babies, your women and children to be alive. But if you don't want them to be alive, then continue to be silly because they
She's answering. Everybody's turning back on.
I don't know about Kiki in a good house. You can't look on short to that place.
She's answering. Everybody's turning back on.
I don't know about Kiki in a good house. You can't look on short to that place.
She's answering. Everybody's turning back on.
I don't know about Kiki in a good house. You can't look on short to that place. house. You can't no gunshot to that place.
She's answering. Everybody's standing back.
I don't know what kiki in a good house. You can't no gunshot to that place.
She's answering. Everybody's standing back.
I don't know what kiki in a good house. You can't no gunshot to that place.
She's answering. Everybody's standing back.
I don't know what kiki in a good house. You can't no gunshot to that place.
She's answering. Everybody's standing back.
I don't know what kiki in a good house. You can't no gunshot to that place.
She's answering. Everybody's standing back.
I don't know what kiki in a good house. You can't no gunshot to that place.
She's answering. Everybody's standing back.
I don't know what kiki in a good house. You can't no gunshot to that place.
It is not time for lamentation or cry. It is time for action. Yes. So if you want to dwell in lamentation and cry, you are wasting your time. The terrorists that carried out this attack, they did not sit down to lament. They are not crying. They are not wailing. They are not gnashing their teeth. They mobilize themselves. They have a mandate. And then that their mandate is to outnumber all of you, eliminate all of you, and implement Sharia, implement jihad. That is what they are doing, and they are doing it slowly. So all of you that are ignoring Biafra, ignored Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, ignored Mazi Simon Egba, ignored Mazi Ngere, ignored Biafra Defense Forces, and you are still ignoring today. And some of you are working very hard to see that you sabotage the Biafran independence, you sabotage Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you wrote letter to Finland telling Finland that Biafra Republic government in exile is a scam, is a fraud, that they are not Biafrans. Today, the terrorists are everywhere. What are you doing? So this message is very clear. It is just for you to see and know that the terrorists are out within your communities. And the question still remains, Merry Christmas to all of you. But how are you prepared to defend yourself from these terrorists that have come out in your streets? These terrorists that have invaded your communities, how are you ready to take them down? When I come with situation report, I will also give you options as solutions. The only solution you have is Biafra. The only solution you have is Biafra Defense Forces. It is Biafra Defense Forces that has kept Biafra land safe and sound away from these terrorists since 2001. And it is because of us having Eastern Security Network unveiled in 2020 to curtail the menace of these terrorists. That is why you people decided to betray Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and sold him out to Nigerian terrorist government. And that Eastern Security Network, under the watch of Mazi Simon Ekpa, became the Biafra Defense Forces. And today that Biafra Defense Forces are here working. With Mazi Nnamdi Kanu here, no. With Simon Ekpa here, no. With Oge Nkere here, yes. With Biafra Republic government in exile here, yes. With Biafra de facto government in the homeland, yes. With Biafrans that are coming out on daily basis to support financially to see that these Biafra Defense Forces continue to wax very strong and do their work and defend Biafra land. Yes, the only solution you have is funding the army of Biafra. That is the only solution that is on the table for you. You don't have to wait for America to leave fighting the terrorists they have in America. Then they will now come and start fighting your own terrorists for you. They will now come into Biafra land and start fighting terrorists for you. No, you have to carry your cross. You can seek their support. They will give you the support they can. But they will not be the one to come and fight your own terrorists for you. Since all of you have been crying on the media and wailing and doing prayer and fasting since 2001, how far has that helped you? In America, when terrorists invade communities and kill babies, women, and children and abduct, they don't resort into doing prayer and fasting. What they resort into is the war council. They go into the war council. They strategize. They think of how to engage the terrorists. They engage the terrorists and they eliminate the terrorists. But in Nigeria, when terrorists invade your communities, kill people, some of you will start shouting, "Oh Jesus, oh God, oh God of creation, oh God of Elijah, send down fire." In this your own time, you're calling God of Elijah to send down fire. Then that your fire will now go and kill Boko Haram terrorists. Why didn't the God of Elijah send down the fire to eliminate the Boko Haram terrorists when they go to buy AK-47? Why didn't the God of Elijah eliminate the Boko Haram terrorists when they want to cock the gun and shoot you? So, God has given you a spirit of sound mind and not a spirit of fear. You are supposed to use the authority that God has given you. He created the earth and everything therein. And then he gave you dominion over everything inside this earth. But you are allowing another human being to take dominion over your own life by pulling a trigger on your head. You are the most foolish set of people that we've ever seen. Allowing a fellow human being like you to cut off your head. And then you are running. As you're running, you're giving the terrorists a leeway to aim you very well and to take you down. So, it is time And the solution is that everybody should wake up. You have Biafra Defense Forces, come and support them. Reach out to us in your own way that you want to support so that you'll be shown the way and manner of doing the support. Because some of you could be afraid or ashamed of yourself. You say, oh, I don't want my face to be seen. Yes, you don't want your face to be seen. Reach out to us Nicodemously. Tell us what you want to do, how you want to support the Biafra Defense Forces, so that we can connect you to the channel which you have to do it. Because if you don't do it, you may not sleep and wake up to see tomorrow and continue to rant on the social media. Because the survivors you see today, they are the ones running today now on the road as the victims of today. The survivors that were of yesterday are the ones being the victims running today. So you don't know who is the next person and where the terrorists will invade and take down tomorrow. So everybody should wake up. The solution is Biafra. The solution is BDF. The solution is the de facto government in the homeland. The only people that have the antidote to these terrorists in one Nigeria is Biafra Defense Forces. It is not our leaders that are in prison that will come to do it for you. Mazi Simon Ekpa will not come out in prison to come and do anything for you now. You are the one to do everything for yourself. If you're waiting for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who have already identified himself that he is standing for Biafra, he wants you to fight on until you get Biafra land totally secured and liberated from these terrorists. That is why he stands on, I don't want anything. It is Biafra or nothing. That is why they sentenced him to death in prison. That is why they sentenced him to life in prison, because he said he doesn't want any other thing. He wants only your freedom to be the only thing negotiated on the table. So if he is in prison, if they are all in prison and many other Biafrans are in prison because of fighting for Biafra in prison, and then instead of you to forge ahead, to push and continue to push and continue to push and continue to push, you are there waiting for our leaders to come out from prison to now come and still continue fighting for the same Biafra which they have been fighting for and which they were in prison because of the same Biafra. Then it means your own reason of your parents giving birth to you was a waste. It means that all the years that you have listened to these Biafran leaders, your brain was blocked. It did not learn anything. So while these leaders of Biafra are imprisoned, you will all go back to shovel your brain, right? You go back and sit down and be watching and be shouting, our leaders of Biafra are in prison. Our leaders of Biafra are in prison. Your leaders of Biafra are in prison. So you should go and sleep. You should go and allow terrorists to kill you. Or you want to go to prison to go and ask them how you will fight the terrorists. Hey, the mother and the father that gave birth to you must be very ashamed of the day they brought you to this world. If at this point that your leaders are imprisoned for Biafra, and then you don't know that all you have to do is to keep on fighting and supporting Biafra Defense Forces to eliminate all the available terrorists that have invaded your communities. The only thing you need to do now is the solution: support BDF, support the army of Biafra. They are the only people that have the antidote to eliminate the terrorists for you. Any other thing or your hopes and aspirations in Nigeria's security terrorist forces, you are wasting your time. You are actually digging your graves for them to eliminate you. So wake up and face the reality. The reality now is that the terrorists are here, and the earlier you wake up, the better for you. I salute all of you. The United States, as I said, they are very concerned.
And it is unacceptable.
They are very concerned about how you are being massacred. But that is not what will bring it to an end. They want to see you being proactive. They want to see you wake up to face the terrorists before they will even do anything.
They are spreading, they are shifting southward, as evidenced by the terrorist attacks we've seen in Benin and Togo. But particularly, the United States is concerned and outraged by the ongoing slaughter of thousands of Christians in Nigeria by various ethnic militias in the Middle Belt, as well as terrorists like Boko Haram and ISIS West Africa in the north. It is tragic and it is unacceptable. Churches are burning, villages are being razed, thousands are killed, clergy murdered simply for wearing a cross, for being a Christian, for daring to say they worship Jesus as Christ. Just yesterday, 25 little girls were kidnapped from their school, and one school official murdered trying to protect them, from MAGA Comprehensive Girls Secondary School in Kebbi State. Colleagues, this is happening. It's undeniable, and it's unacceptable. The United States condemns these attacks in the strongest terms, and it demands accountability. And as President Trump has made clear, we will not stand by while such atrocities are happening in Nigeria. The government of Nigeria must take immediate steps and do more to increase security, respond to early warnings, end impunity, and address the drivers of violence. And colleagues, we need to see African leadership on these matters, and we need to see a coordinated response among all countries in the region. The situation is critical. The United States will continue to work with regional partners to counter these common threats. Thank you, Mr. President.